They got a town in South Africa called Orania that doesn't allow black people in it. They made a town in Africa that doesn't allow black people in it.
So that meant South Africa?
In
South Africa, yeah.
You go to the blackest continent to make a town that don't allow black people in it. It's some sick shit. It's still going on today. So
they just had a thing on it on 60
and
Minutes.
And the problem with the African continent too is that they boarded, Europeans boarded off the African continent, where you need a passport to go to the next country. But in Europe, you could take a train from Italy to there. It's border free. But they purposely kept Africans away from each other to carve up, they had that big conference in the 50s to carve up Africa. And once we take these borders that they put down there, Africa coming together, it's a wrap. It's over. And they know that. It's a wrap. You get us together, whether it's, and you know what I love? That Ibrahim Traore they had in Jamaica, they had big celebrations for Ibrahim Traore in Jamaica and all of the Caribbean. I think the reason why there's division with Africans and Caribbean is because there's a fear. Everybody's afraid. They want to see an example of, we actually can stick together. So with Ibrahim, he's so dope with it right now. And he has military backing him up. So he's like, nah, I ain't afraid of this. You getting out of our country. We're going to put all our people to work. Now everybody's starting to go, hey, So now it was fear. I think it's more fear.
Fear of what though?
Fear of not working. It not working, because they always used to say, like J. Edgar Hoover, who ran the CIA, said the biggest threat to American security is a black messiah. We can't have a black messiah. We got to shut it down. CIA purposely did that. Malcolm X's family is suing the CIA right now for about $100 million for the assassination of their father. They knew it wasn't black people, it was CIA. So I think that to see somebody doing something and really thoroughly going through the plan is giving black people hope. No. What he's doing is so major.
That's pretty
so
incredible.
Once we get those barriers down and all Africans from different, it's a wrap, and they know it.
Yeah.
I
want to take a turn, because my mind went to something as you were talking about. Like the African countries taking it back. And I was kind of going back to adoption. About there's so many people out there who've been adopted and maybe not have anyone to speak life into them if they're feeling like maybe othered or feeling like they don't belong or don't know their origin story because they haven't had the fortune to find their biological family. What would you say, to a kid who doesn't feel like they're wanted?
So I used to run an adoption affinity group, actually, at the Oakwood School. And all the students, we would come together and have conversations. And it was amazing. It was kind of like this incredible support group. And sometimes I would bring in an adoption therapist to talk to them and to their parents, who was a professional in the field. Yeah. But also, it's what I also share with people who are adopted, and especially young people. Sometimes we don't know the circumstances of our birth parents. And my birth mother had health issues, and if she hadn't placed me in adoption, I would have been without a mother at a very young age. So it's really interesting. We get so hurt and feel unwanted and so on. Sometimes they're violent situations. Everyone has a different story about why they're placed in adoption. And I read a letter and I told my students this. I read a letter from my birth mother, and my birth name was Esther Elizabeth. And she said, I want Esther Elizabeth to know that placing a child in adoption is one of the hardest things in the world to do. Sure. And she said, I want her to know that I love her and I hope to meet her in heaven one day. And one of the parents of one of the adopted students said, you always share about your father's side, but could you share about that letter from your mother? She said, because I feel like sometimes our kids don't know what the birth families might be going through. So I think that's what I would share with young people and adults for that matter. We don't know. This is when I come back to what people have been through. And reading that, like, as adopted folks, we tend to feel unwanted and we need to prove ourselves. usually adopted kids, when talking to an adoption therapist, she shared this, we either become overachievers or we act out so much. I'm going to be so great so you love me and you won't want to replace me. I'm going to act out so much to see how much you really love me.
Yeah.
So there's like a thing that we do. A trauma. Yeah. So what I'd say is like, be great to yourself, be patient with yourself, and know that your parents probably did the best that they could.
Yeah.
And sometimes people are born out of rape. I mean, it's a difficult situation.
Yeah.
That's not my situation, but I'm just saying.
There's so many different variables of that. And, you know, I do have to ask, like, on your mother's side, she writes that beautiful letter. What happened with your father? How did your father and your mother get separated?
So my father came over from Sierra Leone. We didn't even talk about that. And to go to school in West Virginia. His brother was already there going to school.
That's how they do it.
He met my mother and they spent the summer together. He didn't know she was pregnant. She didn't know she was pregnant. He had gone back to school in another part of West Virginia. She reached out and she said, I'm pregnant, but he goes, okay, so what should we do? And she said, you should stay in school. I'm going to take care of her. And he said, okay. She kept me for 9 months. And then she said, you know, this is too hard. I think we should really give her to a family who can give her everything she needs. You're away in school. You should stay. And I think this is too hard. So that's when I was adopted. And I said to my birth father, if there's a day that goes by that you feel guilty, please don't. Because you've given me one of the best families in the world.
Man, for real.
And now I'm going to get to know you too. So how do we do this?
How does your adopted father and your father, I'm going to call it your bonus father.
So I call my father and my dad.
Your father and your dad.
Yeah.
And how do they get along now?
Oh, great. I took them over. I took my parents
Oh, that's
to
great.
meet my birth family in Sierra Leone. And it was magical. And they've traveled the world. So they were they were probably more comfortable than I was the first time meeting everybody, because I was like kind of overwhelmed by everything.
Yeah.
But they were just.
This is your uncle. This is your cousin.
This is everyone's
And they're
like,
speaking Mandy. She don't even know it.
Right? It was wonderful. And my mom, who was an educator, she since passed away, but she actually was doing we were doing classes with the kids. It was so fun. It was so special.
So your adoptive mom passed away?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Both my birth mother and my adoptive, and my mom who raised me, both have passed away.
Okay.
So my dad and my birth father are still alive.
Around. Okay.
Isn't that interesting?
That's wild.
Usually it happens the other way around.
The other way around.
That's crazy. That's so crazy.
Yeah.
You know, I had this, just hearing your story makes me think about, my childhood and just growing up. And, I remember just like getting into some silly fights. I think, I've talked about it, where you're telling other kids, oh, you African, this, African, this. And it's like, but you're African too. No, my mama from Louisiana. I'm Creole. I'm this. I'm that. It's just I got Indian in my blood. That was the thing.
See the baby hair?
Yeah, you see the baby hair.
See the baby hair? That's Choctaw. That's Choctaw. That's Choctaw.
Yeah, Choctaw. Yeah, right.
That's Choctaw.
They would just say all these different things. I'm going, oh, okay, but you're like, you look, and so there's this separation, and just how cool would it be? And what do you think? Do you think every Black American should try to find out their roots? Because what if we are amongst a bunch of royals and we don't even know it? Like, it'd be cool if some of my homies from school, and I'm like, man, I didn't know I was supposed to be calling you sir this and, Prince this. It makes me wonder how many other people are from royal families and don't even know it.
Or even just royal or not, just amazing.
Where are you from? Where's your family?
We all are.
But we call
all
each other king anyway.
That's right.
What's up, king? What's up, queen? We gonna tack it on anyway. Call me Lord, dog.
Well, you know what's so funny is I see people. There was a woman I saw the other day, and I'm like, "Where's your family from? You look just like my family. Where's your family from?" I said, "My family's from Sierra Leone." She goes, well, "I'm from Louisiana, but maybe I am." She was so excited.
That's crazy.
So it was just like, people want to know. Of course, it's just like there's been a disconnect.
And have you noticed this? I know I can literally look, and you said it earlier, like I can look at someone and going, wow, like that person's Nigerian. And I go, excuse me, are you Nigerian? Nah, I ain't Nigerian. And I'm like, I don't know if anyone's told you, but you are definitely Nigerian, because you can tell by features.
It's like so many. Yeah, when I was in Jamaica a couple months ago, I was like, everybody looks the same.
Yeah.
I saw some girls. I go, oh, they must be Jamaican. What's up? We from Georgia? I was like, It's like everybody, we're from the same.
We're all the same.
man.
When I was in Cuba, I went to Cuba on a study visa, and I was in Cuba, and there was this guy who looked, I had just come from Sierra Leone. I looked at him, I'm like, it looks like they brought you from Sierra Leone here and you're speaking Spanish. It was just like, it was incredible. We're everywhere.
And you know, they're Southwestern Nigerians, Cubans are.
Yeah.
They come straight from Southwest Nigeria, Yoruba. Because they got Santeria, which is the Orishas, which is Chengo, Elegua. Those are the Yoruba gods.
Yeah.
They are straight from Nigeria. Because you talk to old Cuban, like elderly Cuban, when I would talk to them in New York, I say, ¿qué país? They say, Cuba, Havana. And I say, Nigeria. Nigeria, mi abuela. Mi madre es Nigeria. Nigeria, la historia de Cuba es Africa. Oh yeah, they break it down.
The history of the family.
Because
rumba,
because they listen to rumba. Because rumba is like literally the root of salsa, but it sounds exactly like Nigerian juju.
Oh,
sounds exactly like it.
It's funny. I for years I danced in a professional salsa company, urban Latin theater dance company.
Cool.
So when we were in Cuba with the drums, I was just so at home.
African.
I was so at home, and I had just found my family in Sierra Leone.
Yeah.
And it was just like, we're all connected.
It's so African.
And I think it's something for all of us to remember. I think sometimes we go like, oh, I'm from Louisiana, I'm from here, I'm Jamaican. We're all one.
54.
We're all one.
Everybody got a drum circle. Everybody got a damn drum circle and eating rice with meat on it. I'm tired of it. And then you see a fried banana. Can we all just shut up? Why are you eating a fried banana though?
Everywhere.
We're connected by the big yellow banana. I say plátano, tostone, banana, dodo.
Oh, that's a good dodo.
Plantain. And then when
good
I was in Amsterdam, when I do comedy for Surinamese people, you know, the Surinamese people look like us. They speak Dutch. I'm like, I go to a Surinamese restaurant, my friend Roger, he's from Utrecht, Eindhoven, black, we look like cousins. And I go, we want to go get some Surinamese food. You know, Surinamese is a Dutch colony by South America. And I go, all right, we go there. Man, I'm like, there's a big ass plantain, it's like that. I go, there go that god dang banana again. It's called bacabana. Bacabana is plantain. I said, we all connected. You go to Holland, they look like us. They're from Curaçao, and they speak Dutch, and they look exactly alike. What they did was toss everybody everywhere.
Yeah.
They just write them like, you there, you there, you there, and now fight each other.
Yeah. And now we're finding each other.
We're from fighting to fighting. Let me get that, baby. That was like now we're finding each other.
I love that.
Fighting to find. That's hardcore.
I mean, your story is exactly that. Yo, it's finally here.
Yes.
We are dropping our lifestyle merch. 154 is here. It's hot. Come get it.
Bam.
Ain't no place like home.